I saw this comment on Sugar Tint's debut song Heart Pyong, which is their only song and it's a retro song. The comment read, "This is a great example of how to maximize a smaller budget without coming off as cheap," which is only part of the comment, the last part of the comment is irrelevant. So reading this, I do agree with the commenter. The company and people who worked on the MV did a good job in making it look nice and visually pleasing. But I don't agree with the fact that this comment basically shows how people care about the budget of an MV. Like seriously, budget doesn't and shouldn't matter. But the way the MV is made should matter. What I mean by that is, people will hate on a group having a lower budget for their cheap MV, but will never look at how much effort the company put into making the MV. The only time I will allow MVs to be criticized, if it's mostly dance performance. And by that I mean, supposing an MV is shot in a location, or in front of different props bought by the company. Supposing the MV keeps cutting to those dance scenes instead of having lots of solo member scenes or other scenes, examples Gravity's My Turn, aespa's Next Level and La Seraphim's Fearless. Or supposing the MV is mostly dance performance almost 99% with no solo member scenes or other scenes, examples, Everglow's First and Stray Kids' Thunderous. Then it's okay to criticize an MV, because dance performance MVs done by companies for groups is just lazy, because they end up releasing a dance performance video of the song using the same MV props and things later on. But if you're criticizing an MV that looks good, but the budget is not up to the expensive taste that you have, then that's just dumb. Y'all should focus more on how the MV is made, and how the company tried to make it look nice and usable, rather than the quality of the camera. MVs shouldn't matter as much as the way the props, location and other things were used. Who cares if a company, just an example, have a low budget, because they're small, that their MV was shot on a cheap camera, and their location is a cheap or free location that they found. If they manage to get a good MV even if they have this small budget, then that's good enough for me, even if the camera quality is cheap. Because what matters to me is not the budget used in the camera, but the budget used in the props. And yes, I've said 1,000 times that I don't care for MVs, but dance performance MVs piss me off, even if they use a background that is pretty or good. I'm trying to say that calling an MV cheap just means that you have expensive taste, and you care for quality rather than quantity. You care for the high quality MV, rather than the quantity of scenes they got in the MV. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. In conclusion, stop calling an MV cheap, because you expect every company to release MVs as if they are rich and can produce high-quality best of the best MVs, because y'all like living lavishly. Y'all need to stop shitting on MVs just because their quality is an affordable camera. Y'all need to shut your mouths and appreciate the MVs that come out. Not by the lens used, but what's shown through the lens. Y'all need to realize that MVs are never cheap or never bad. The camera quality doesn't make or break the MV, but what contents are in the MV. Remember that. Stop being so dumb. An MV is made for y'all to appreciate, not for y'all to call it cheap just because y'all like your MVs to be high quality. Please stop being such obnoxious people, who care more for the money used in the camera, rather than the content in it. It's only acceptable to criticize, if the MV is lazily made. But if the company is genuinely trying, who are you to shit on a company for no apparent fucking reason, like you can do any better than a company making the most of their budget even when they don't have one? Y'all should stop listening to K-pop, if y'all only come for the budget of the camera used. Because that just shows that y'all only like expensive things, and anything cheap is uncool, lame, and shouldn't even exist. Like seriously, who are you to say dumbass shit?